Leaf 1993 Series 2-pack and pitting them against each other in an epic price guide battle. Along the way, there's going to be some wonderful ASMR triggers that I hope relax you, because this is the channel that combines sports card nostalgia and ASMR relaxation. And we're very glad you're here. And I am the sports card doctor. And if you would like to, if you're new around here, or maybe you've been here a while but you haven't done it, we'd would be honored if you would consider subscribing to the channel, leaving us a like or a thumbs up, a nice comment, hype the video up. You can leave a super thanks if you want to support the operations, or just more importantly, come hang out here every week and tell your friends about us. Now, to price these packs from 1993, we are going back to one of our classic Beckett baseball cards monthly. We are going to look at this March 1994 issue here with Juan Gonzalez, Juan gone, and Kenny Lofton, one of my favorite players from this era. I like speed, okay? I like speed. If you ever play me on MLB The Show, you should be aware that I will steal a lot of bases, or attempt to steal a lot of bases, okay? I'm a slap and dash kind of guy. I grew up rooting for Vince Coleman, okay? I like guys that steal 100 bases, but bat 232, alright? That's my kind of baseball. So, let's see what's inside this packet. Let's see what we got going on inside this packet. Now, because it's March 1994, we're going to get some really good, fair prices on this Leaf and Fleer here from 93. So all of 93's season stats and prestige will be in these prices. I'm excited about that. Let's see what we got. Where were you in March of 94? I was winding down my high school career, aka the peak of my life. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. This channel's the peak of my life. Very mid-90s pages here. Right. As always, we stop off and take a look at the hot and cold from this era. So let's start review. I think we've read these before, but hey, the relaxation's the point. Hot. Frank Thomas, Ken Griffey Jr., Mike Piazza, Baywatch co-star Mike Piazza, Nolan Ryan, Juan Gonzalez, Barry Bonds, Tim Salmon climbing the charts, Hall of Famer Paul Molitor, not Hall of Famer David Justice, Cliff Floyd, all of 1993 Topps finest, males Lenny Dykstra, Cal Ripken Jr., George Brett, John Helmet on Olerud, Fred Grime Dog McGriff, Ryan, not Ryan Sandberg, Joe Carter, my favorite Yankee, Donnie Baseball himself, Tom Mattingly, all of 1993 Flair, Kirby Puckett, Aaron Seeley, accidentally up there, Will Nuschler, Clark, Roberto Alomar, Albert Not Joey Bell, J.T. Snow, Ron Gant, Carlos Baerga, Black Jack McDowell, and Kirk Reeder. Wow, Kirk Reeder, that's great. Colt, Jose Canseco, Darryl Strawberry, Bo Jackson Cicelo, J.T. Snow, Eric Davis, the era where we have a lot of lines of cards here. 1992 goes on and on as card companies try to jump in on the popularity of the junk wax era, not understanding that the end was nigh, at least for this era of card collecting. Like the 1993 Boys of Somerset. Like, what are we doing here? 1993 Pinnacle Slugfest. We're still in 1993. Finally 94. All right. Alright, I gotta get these sports card doctor classes because that's where we're at now. Were you in Tupelo, Mississippi on March 5th, 1994 at the Sports Card and Comics Show at the Executive Inn up on Gloucester, up on North Gloucester Street? Were you there March 5th, 1994? Comment down below. And as always, we will require some sort of proof. It'd probably be a picture of yourself wearing like Zubaz pants with a relief pitcher mullet. But it will be accepted. That you always wanted. Alright. So there's that. Let's go ahead and open up our packs of cards here. We've got 1993 Flair and 1993 Series 2 Leaf. 15 cards in here and 18 baseball cards in here. Price to go. Back in the day at $2.49. That's, I don't want to quite call this a fat pack, but it's definitely likes food, you know what I mean? Alright, let's open up Flair 93 here. As always, we're going to be looking for about 5, 6, maybe 7 cards to price. And we've got a great card to start it off. We got John Smoltz right there. We got Greg Jeffries, one of the greatest prospects of all time here. We got Dave Hollins, a round tripper card there. Mike McFarlane. We've got Dan Walters, looking like he didn't really know the photo was going to be taken there. Like, whoa, man, back off. We got Tom Candiotti. We've got, alright, we have to do this here. What are we doing? We've got Spuds, Chris Sabo there. A card kind of late in his run before injuries kind of took him out. We got Setup Man Extraordinaire, Dwayne Warren. We got Russ Swan, pitcher there for the Mariners. Ellis Burks, future fantasy baseball stud when he gets to Colorado. Gerald Clark. We got Mike Sosha, manager extraordinaire. Bob Wickman. Oh. Ivan Rodriguez. That's a good one there. And Kevin Tapani. Right, Tapani. It's been a long time since I've said so I'm going to look like him. Mike Scioscia, one of the best catchers of the 80s, of course. But I don't think by this point in 1993 he's going to get you some money. Alright, we'll take a flyer on Greg Jeffries there. The rest of these cards. I don't think I made any mistakes, but we'll see. Going with Jeffries, Sabo, Burks, Hollins, Smoltz, and Pudge Rodriguez. Alright, I think that's pretty good. Alright, Leaf has a 3-card advantage here, but we're still looking for the same amount of cards. We got, what do we got? 6 here. Yep, 6 there, so we'll see. I'll do a little bit of ASMR crinkles for you all here, but don't forget to check out our Crinkles and Rip series. Wasn't expecting that sound. Alright. 1993 Leaf, Series 2. Bo Jackson. That is a great Bo Jackson card right there. He looks very angry at the bat or us. We'll see. Alright. We've got Steve Finley. Ryan Sandberg, great card for the legend there. Carlos Baerga. Ivan Calderon there. Mark Guthrie. Paul O'Neill. We love our Paul O'Neills here. Oh, we got a Leaf. I thought that was a special gold, but I guess they're all gold. Got World, Kevin Mitchell. We have got ourselves Mike Bilecki. Rocket, Roger Clemens. Mr. Marlin, Jeff Conine. Arthur Rhodes. Dave McAdam in a Marlins jersey. Look at that. Dick Schofield still playing baseball in 1993. That's kind of crazy. And Lance Johnson, Mel Rojas, David Holtz, and a little bricking, Carlos Martinez. Alright, so that's a pretty good pack of cards here. Let's see what we might consider to price here. Definitely Bo. I think Steve Finley's possible. Finley in the possible, definitely. Rhino, Carlos Baerga. No. We got some definites here. Dick Schofield, right? No. Oops. David Mills. Carlos Martinez. 4 there. I think we got enough. There's a possibility that Mel Rojas might have been worth pricing at some point, but I don't think so. Alright. Now we're looking at March 1994 prices there, so I think young Jeff Conine is possible there. Kevin Mitchell. I'll tell you what, I'm going to go Paul O'Neill and Steve Finley, Kevin Mitchell. I'm going to go so. Alright, I think which one of these? It's close. It's very close. Mr. Marlin, Jeff Conine was not Mr. Marlin, but look at this. He's coming over from the Royals. cards. I like these cards here. I like that they have the city behind the players there. Well, that's okay. Well, that's never forget. Okay, let's not do that again. I'm gonna take a flyer on Conine. I think Finley's peak comes so much later that I think people were picking up on Conine at this point. So we'll see if I did wrong there. There we go. Okay. I like them odds right there. That's our back. There we go. Baerga, O'Neill, Conine, Jackson, Sandberg, Clemens. Normally I think I have a winner, but that has proven to be wrong many times. I'm thinking Leaf has the advantage, but you never know. You never can tell. Out because me not good at numbers, even though I did go all the way to trigonometry in high school. I didn't remember any of it there. Alright, 93 flare, excuse me. 93 leaf. Okay. Alright. Let's go. We're in. We're in, my friends. Alright, first up in 93 flyer, by the way, common players are 5 cents. 5 cents. Round trippers, 5 cents. Commons, okay. First up is Greg Jeffries of the Kansas City Royals. Fresh off his kind of underwhelming run with the Mets, but he's still got some name value. I think he's going to be a super common, but let's go. Number 238. In the set, 238. That is a common now. Is he a semi-star? Okay, because that's the other thing. 10 cents. Is Greg Jeffries a semi-star? I gotta tell you, I don't think he is. I'm making the call that he's a 5 cent common. Alright, next up is Chris Sabo, the darling of the 88 through 1990 era. Still, he had a good season in 1991, but 92 starts to fall off. His injuries take a toll. Number 43 in the set. 43 in the set. That is a common. I'm not going to call him a semi-star. I mean, I think you could. If this was 1990, that's a semi-star. But this is Sabo at the end. Alright. Not looking good for Flair right now. Alright, we got Ellis Burks. Ellis Burks right here. Ellis Burks. And that is number 176 in the set. 176. Wow. Common. But I'll tell you what, I'm going to make the decision here that Ellis Burks, I'm going to call him a semi-star. Okay, I'm going to call him a 10 cent semi-star. You might disagree with me, but I think I have to give Flair a chance here. Alright, Dave Holland's round tripper card. Dave Holland's nickname, Granite, number 353. 353. And that is a common. It is a common. But NL round trippers are 5 cents. 5 cents there. Alright, this comes down to it right here for Flair. We got the John Smoltz. This is definitely going to go in our collection here. Number 14. This is the height of the Braves rotation, so you got it. He's a common. Well, he's had some great seasons, but he's behind Glavin and Maddox. I get that, but he's still John Smoltz. God damn it! All right, we respect John Smoltz in this house. All right, final card. We got Ivan Rodriguez. He is a rising star at this point. One of the best catchers in the game, even though his stats would grow as his arms grew. Pay no attention to that 327 in the set. And that is listed. There we go. 20 cents for Ivan Pudge Rodriguez. Alright, well, let's see what we got here. Not good. 55 cents. 55 cents for 1993 Flair. Alright, 93 Leaf. Here we go. Common players are 10 cents. Oh my gosh. 20 cents for semi-stars. I mean, Leaf just has the advantage to begin with. That's almost not fair. I'll file that away for future. Okay. First up is Carlos Baerga there. Got the nice Cleveland skyline in the back. 233. 233. There we go. Oh, wow. Carlos Baerga. 1993 Leaf. 60 cents. The match is over. That is our first 60 cents. That's our first ever, I think, first round knockoff. There's been many times in the past where I have tried to say one card versus a bad pack. I did not think Carlos Baerga would be the guy to do it, but it is March of 1994. Baerga is one of the best stars in the game. It's over. It's over, Commander. The rebels have fled into the woods. Well, let's just keep going and see how bad the victory is. 379 here from Paul O'Neill. Love this card. Big fan of Paul O'Neill. 379. 379. He's a common, but even then I'd call him a semi-star, but let's go ahead and say he's a common player at 10 cents. Well, alright, the big question here was Jeff Conine. Did he have some future investment kind of energy here? 288. 288. And nope, that was a common. Okay. Even then, it's not looking good for Fleer. Bo Jackson, this is a great card. We'll hold on to this one here. 316 for Bo trying to make his comeback. And he is listed there. 30 cents. Alright, we got Ryan Sandberg there. Right at the height of his powers. 224 in the set. 224 in the set. 224. 75 cents. It just... Sorry, I keep doing that. There we go. Alright. I feel like someone should throw in the towel on 1993 Flair. Where are you, Mick? Where are you, Mick? 279. 279 for Rocket. Roger Clemens. And 60 cents as well. I gotta tell you, Ultra's got some value for, excuse me, not Flair, Ultra. Leaf got some value there. Big win, but let's tally it up. $2.45, I think. I think that's one of the biggest margins of victory. We've had a $1.90 victory that actually happened in the first round. Unbelievable. Okay, well, sorry about that 1993 Flair. I think what's funny is I think we probably have a little more value later on in some of these cards like Rodriguez and Smoltz. The other ones maybe not so much, but not a bad pack. Just not enough for this epic pack of 1993 Leaf. Christy Finley